but he's already done it. So I actually wrote a kind of prose poem for Charles. And I have to say, before I read this, I'm so profoundly moved by this meeting and by all of you. And, you know, we really represent so many decades of work done, work being done, work to do, work that will be done forever. And it's just profoundly moving for us. So, Charles Chatfield, peace scholar, peace activist, friend, visionary, healer, teacher, devoted husband, proud father, bridge builder across generations, across borders, across all our differences and difficulties, from Vietnam to the era of the Garland Library, to Iraq, to now. And I just want to say, the last time I saw Charles, maybe the penultimate time I saw Charles and Mary, and I have to say also this award for Charles has got to be in part for Mary, who has always been Charles's partner, editor, co-conspirator, and we have all benefited from your wisdom and your vision, and the wisdom and vision the two of you collectively do. But the last time was at Wittenberg, this incredible bastion of higher learning and activism, and Charles invited me to come give a talk and meet with graduate students, and meet with not just graduate students, but this new group of activist students who Charles was, he was the mentor for this group, and they called themselves STAND. Students Take Action Now. Damn it! Think of it. Charles was the visionary behind STAND. Students Take Action Now. Damn it. And I went all over the country that year saying, we need national stands. And every college I went to created one because of Charles Chatfield, who remains and has been for so long our hero, our guide. Thank you so much, Charles Chatfield.
There's always a danger of following Blanche. I told her she had to go first because alphabetically Cook is before Cooper. She's shorter and she's younger.
I used to be shorter.
Those of you who were present this morning at the panel wherein the founders of the CPRH floundered about memories and our disparate confusion over when, where, and how, not a model for your student paper. You absolutely had to be impressed by the quiet, compelling presentation of Charles Chatfield, who actually knew what he was talking about. Especially since he mostly described things that were more recent in the misty past. Among the many reasons why he deserves this first award, but he's right, it isn't exactly the first. I'd forgotten about the Oslo presentation. Is his humility and his modesty, a rare set of feats amongst very successful scholars. This quietness should not suggest a simple mind. This simplicity contains extraordinary insight. I'm going to give one example which lives with me. About 20 years ago, I think it was at a conference in Toronto in honor of Peter Brock, who was a leading scholar in peace history. The keynote was delivered by the arrogant Oxford scholar Martin Keeble. Mr. Keeble, being at Oxford, communicated that kind of supercilious view both of utopian pacifists and American scholars who studied them. It was his intention to elevate this field to some scientific theoretical respectability, for which purpose he invented the word pacificism, which I still can't figure out. This was to distinguish certain kinds of peace activists from absolute pacifists, and I think it was to sneer at both. But in any case, he was determined to establish this disdain as scholarly accuracy. Charles was the respondent. In about 2 or 3 quiet sentences, he managed to puncture both the egoism and the absence of moral content in everything that had been said, and reestablished what we were doing as part of a larger moral intellectual project in which we had to be engaged, otherwise it was just sterility. I don't know that the keynote speaker got the message, but the rest of us did, for which I remember and thank you enormously. He pointed out in his own way that it isn't only the winners, presumably, of the historic past who seem to have temporary victory over everyone else, whose tracks eventually shape the future. And I am reminded regularly of people who have pointed out that all of those who tried very hard to prevent World War I turned out to have been right. This lifetime award is justified to an individual whose scholarship has grown from local studies of an American topic, as you heard, to embrace the transnational agenda, which is entirely appropriate to this field. We really have no other. So I'm very happy. You are going to have a plaque on your wall.
I would ask Charles to come up again. I'll actually read this. The Peace History Society confers its lifetime award to Charles Chatfield for outstanding scholarship and service to peace history, presented on October 19, 2007. Woo.